Everybody, it's Sean and Michelle Poe here from Sioux Falls, South Dakota. I think, well, I can't undo my video, or do you keep shutting it off, Sean?
No,
Okay. And we are just so excited. It is, oh my goodness, it is the 18th and convention is right around the corner, and we have a lot of beautiful things that we want to share with you tonight, but I want to get right into it. But the first and most important thing that I want to say is welcome to all of the new family that has recently joined. Let's put the welcome into the chat, show them all the OPBD, Life Vantage love, everybody. This is what it's about. It is family, it's community, it's relationships, it's making a difference, it's being vulnerable, it's being true, and it's just going out and blessing the world. But now, as we go into another real quick, beautiful thing, I want to bring on gorgeous Ashlyn. We have had Ashlyn on here before. She's also been to Sioux Falls and some of the other markets here. And Ashlyn, I apologize, it's going to be quick just because, as you know, we have something special right after this. But Ashlyn, she's such an incredible leader in Life Vantage. We work direct with her. She works directly with the executive consultants and does so much more. If you've seen a lot of the trainings that are done at corporate, she does so much work behind the scenes for that. She does a lot of work lining up, if you've seen these 90-day runs in different communities and cities. And instead of us reaching out to her to say, hey, can you come on to our team call and just let people know how amazing they are and how incredible they are, she reached out to me. And so let's put in the chat, you guys, some wow and some thankfulness and some gratitude for the type of leader at Life Vantage Corporate Ashlyn is, because she just really wants to share her heart with you. So I hope I didn't spoil anything, but Ashlyn, I just want to tell you, we love you and cherish you and really respect the way that you work and the energy that you bring. So I know you want to share some of your heart. So go for it, sister. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, thank you so much, Sean and Michelle. I'll tell you what, you guys, you are amazing leaders, and you make working with you so easy, and I'm so grateful to be with all of you. I really did contact Sean and Michelle, and I just said, I want to jump on. I was so grateful to be able to come to Sioux Falls for the event on August 29th. I see Marisa is on here. She's doing the ones in Arizona. I so appreciated everything that everyone is putting into making these successful, to building up the momentum. And I talked with some of the leaders in Sioux Falls, and I said, okay, the 90 days is ending the last week in September. What does it look like from here? And Michelle's answer was so perfect. She goes, Ashlyn, I can't imagine stopping. We're just getting going. And I was like, oh my goodness, I love it. So just wanted to jump on, say I'm so excited to meet in person so many of you at convention in 2 weeks. It's incredible. It's in 2 weeks. If you are not registered yet, get registered. I want to meet you. We want to have the community there. You know, we talk about the synergy of our products. The people are synergistic as well. We're all amazing alone, but when we come together, that's where the magic happens. So be there. Cannot wait to see all of you. Love you guys so much. And I'll turn the time back over to Sean and Michelle.
Incredible. It's so true. I got chills, Ashley, when you were talking about the synergy of the humans, right? Of all of us, all of you guys there at the event. There is nothing like it. Those of you, put a 1 in the chat if you agree and have felt that at any in-person event. The community is unbelievable. And Ashlyn's working really hard on the next ones. Right after convention, there will be more cities. And I know, especially within our organization out east and down in Texas. So there's going to be lots more coming up. But again, you guys, if they're not from the corporate where they're helping organize, guess what? Put your hands up and say, we're going to create something in our area. And sometimes that might just be you and a few people. And guess what? That's perfect. Or you plus one, or you. And then we can Zoom and we can figure things out. Okay. So Ashlyn, thank you so much. Love you. Go enjoy your beautiful family. Yes. We'll see you soon. All right. Okay. We are going to move on, you guys. Those of you that are on my personal Facebook page, saw anything this weekend, in One Person Big Difference, or if you've been on social media in any capacity at all, whether it be Facebook, Instagram, or whatnot, you may or may not have seen the beautiful Jessie Lee Ward has passed away. and and is now in heaven. And sorry. And anyway, so Jessie Lee has been a friend of Sean and mine for several years. We watched her actually come into this profession after we were in this profession. And she's just, many of you may not know who she is. And many of you have followed her, and she's mentored you as well. And she came from very, very humble background to just owning life and pouring love out there. And whether you knew her or you didn't know her, there's things that we talk about in life about, if you've done any of these, personal growth or just any Life Vantage trainings or anything of that sort, we talk about living your dash. What is life like? When you go to a cemetery or you see a monument and it says this person was born on this date and now they've moved on to this date, right? And then there's always a dash in between. And so how are we living that dash? And Jessie Lee is somebody that loved big. She promoted big. Her personality for a lot of people was big. And it was like, oh my gosh, who is this wild woman? It's just too much. You guys know how wild and crazy I can get. She's like through the roof. And for some that could be way too much, but then they're like, whoa, wow, but she's putting value out. She's consistent. She loves big. And the biggest thing is she's staying true. So I wanted tonight, we had some other plans, but I wanted tonight for you guys to get your pens and papers out. We want to do a tribute to her, whether you knew her or you didn't. We're gonna bring her a little training that she did on, and we want to have you just think about life and your purpose here at Life Vantage, and just your purpose in life in general, waking up and loving big and just building amazing, beautiful relationships. Approximately 7 years ago, nobody really knew who Jessie Lee Ward was. As she left the earth on Saturday, she was the #1 network marketer in the world. And it was through her consistency and her love and for her showing up. And so you guys can do anything. She can do anything, and she's been through a lot. So Sean, take it from here, and please put in the chat things that come up for you guys, and write things down. I want to hear things that grabbed you. And I really want her blessing of life to impact your soul and why you're truly here as well.
I've known Jessie Lee Ward for quite some time now, and let me tell you something, she is an absolutely phenomenal, not only leader, but teacher. She's one of the best I've ever seen in my 35 years in network marketing.
One day when they write the history books about network marketing, her name definitely will be in it. So, ladies and gentlemen, Jessie Lee.
Hello everybody, what's going on? It's Jessie Lee. You can call me #BossLee, and I'm excited to be with you here today. I love recruiting because you get to actively watch people that you start to care about and build relationships with change their entire world. Remember, we're all in the business of relationships. This is all a relationship business. The good people win most, I promise you. And I know for some of you that doesn't make any sense logically to you right now, but the limit doesn't exist. It's somewhere in your mind. You're putting some kind of limitation on what you can do. Get to know people. This is before you even enroll them, right? Can you watch their stories? Can you engage with them so you know who they are? You were put here for a bigger reason than yourself, and allowing God to speak through you, and not overthinking every single little thing we do, and not questioning your DMOs and your mentor and everything in between, and just being and living and loving. And so I would just say I would have loved more, and I would have loved myself more, and I would have loved out loud sooner. I love so boldly online now and in person, and I'm not stopping anymore.
I know I'm loud. I know some of you are a little shaken up right now with my energy. I get it. But baby, this is me. My mom said, Jessie Lee, she came out screaming and she just never stopped. Okay, that's me. I'm not out here trying to be anybody else who is on this stage. I'm not trying to be Louisa. I'm not trying to be Diana. I'm not trying to be Mimi. I'm me. And people told me your heart is too big. Well, let me tell you something. My heart is my superpower. It's also my biggest weakness, and I don't care. It's not going anywhere. So when you need me, I'm there. and that makes me powerful. I was raised by my Nana and granddad in a small country town in Middletown, Maryland. I ate lunch alone for all 12 years of K through 12 because no one liked me. I was weird. I just never really fit in until this profession. And so I say that to you as the girl that started almost a decade ago needing $300 a month to pay her rent, and now a multimillionaire, that it can be you.
I love you all and I appreciate you all, and I know for some you're like, what? And someday when we meet each other, we can give each other a million reasons to love one another.
And I do know that you are in the best profession possible with no limitations. Thank you. I love you guys. I appreciate you.
All right, one more is coming. How was that? Take it to your soul, right? We hear those things, but really take it and flow with it and step into it.
Also need, I think that structure.
I can't see anything. Oh, I think that was somebody else. Sorry, honey.
It is
Got it?
Jessie Lee. You can
Here we
call me Boss Lee if you'd like to, or the People's Mentor. Today, I actually want to talk a little bit about some authenticity stuff that I think is very beneficial for us as business owners. Also, really remaining just true to yourself in the middle of when it comes to chaotic times, right? So maybe you're realizing some chaos in your business. Maybe you're feeling like, wow, it's real. I'm noticing that there's a lot of people jumping around, or there's a lot of people who are saying negative things about my business or my company or my profession. And before I even get into that, I just want to say the only thing that can actually stop you in business is you. And you will start to crumble if your pillars of belief crumble. So if you are deciding that you are no longer going to be successful, or your company is no longer going to be successful, or your team is no longer going to be successful, or the profession is no longer going to be successful, the only one that can make that true is actually you. And this is why you'll see examples of people jumping all over, multiple companies, oh my gosh, grass is greener, and those people don't succeed, and the companies keep going. So I just want to kind of give some perspective around why I'm doing this training now. I think it's super timely in the business professional world right now. And so that's kind of why I'm chatting. So look, I get it. As business owners, we do what? We strive to be successful. We strive to make a name for ourselves. We strive to navigate our ways through the ups and downs of entrepreneurship. We strive to make it to make it big, to hit top ranks, to make millions of dollars, to do all of these things. And that's great. And it's fun. And being the #1 network marketer in the world, it's cool. There's stages to success that I just want you to have an awareness around. And the most important part of success, as weird as this may sound to some of you, is how true can you stay to yourself? Because I have felt that more than ever, there is a pressure to conform to societal norms. There is a pressure to cater to the opinions of others. It is leading people, great leaders, new people in business, everything, into a stage of, quite frankly, frustration, doubt, disbelief in themselves, disbelief in their companies, and then ultimately it hinders our success. And so maybe you're watching this and you are experiencing that. And I just want to tell you, I would argue that in no times, at least in my life, so I can only speak for my life, has it been more important than ever to stay true to yourself. And quite frankly, if you want to build a big business, something that has allowed me to have such big businesses around the world is that I've done things a little differently. You probably knew my name before you ever watched this recording because you were shocked the first time you saw me. Maybe it was because you thought I was super loud on the internet. Or maybe it was because I had colored hair for some of you who have been around for a long time. Or maybe it's because I was diagnosed, I changed my language. I was diagnosed with stage 4 metastatic colon cancer. And so that popped up on your feed. Maybe it's because I was the network marketer that showed people how to make millions of dollars online. Maybe it's because you've seen me step more into an entrepreneurial role and not just the network marketing role. I don't know why you found me or how you found me. Maybe you're part of my coaching program already and Piotr hasn't even mentioned it yet. Like, who knows? I just want you to know that the reason you know my name, whether you are watching this and you like me, or whether you are watching this and you don't like me, is because I have been a truly authentic version of myself. And that's not to say I'm perfect, and that's not to say that everything I do is always right. It's just to say that I have not wavered in who I am. And because of that, I have become I think a beacon for a lot of ways, for a lot of people that go, that's what I need to do. That's what I have to do. I have to be me. And so that's what I want to talk about. All right. So first of all, know your values. A lot of people are on here and you're like, oh my God, like, I don't even know what I care about. I don't even know what I stand for. I don't even know what I want to do. Okay, look, if you're going to remain authentic to yourself, you have to first of all know what you stand for. Okay, stand for nothing, fall for everything. So spend time reflecting on your values. Spend time saying, okay, what's important to me? Spend time finding out what those values are that represent you, represent your beliefs, and then are really your guiding force through life. Because if somebody is going to tell you, you have to think a certain way, you have to behave a certain way, you have to do this, you have to build a business like this, you got to look like this, walk like this, talk like this, be like this, you're going to start falling in line. This is just what happens. But when you know, I don't believe that. Whoa, that's not my truth. Hold on a minute. I disagree. And you know who you are. It makes this conversation a lot easier. See, I know what I'm aligned with. I know the people I'm aligned with. I don't get so hot and bothered when people say, oh my God, did you see what? Jessie Lee knows what Jessie Lee said. Jessie Lee knows, I'm talking in third person, good Lord. Jessie Lee knows what Jessie Lee made a TikTok about. Jessie Lee knows what Jessie Lee's intentions are. Okay? And so that makes your life a lot easier. It ensures you're living a life that is coherent with who you are. It will help you attract business partners as well, because nobody wants to join a flip-flopping, person says this and acts like this, says that, does that. It's just not attractive when it comes to business, and you really can't build a business by doing that. Okay? The next step to this is you got to cultivate self-awareness. Okay, so to stay true to yourself in the middle of chaos, whatever chaos is for you, it's important to have a very clear understanding of your thoughts. What are your thoughts? What are you feeling? What are the actions you're taking? I don't get shocked when I win at things. I don't get surprised when I make big money. Nothing really shocks me because I have self-awareness. Now, there's things that I go, whoa, and then I have to, and then I go, oh my God.
Stand by, there's two of these.
That was my fault. So even stuff like, bring it back to cancer. The cancer, you could be like, what? Is this way you take it to say it's your fault you have cancer, Jessie Lee? Listen, technically, yeah, okay? Did I live in a really high stress, crazy environment in my childhood? Yeah, not good. Probably expressed some genes. But think about other things. Was I always super clean at eating? No. Was I always good at saying no to things that I wanted to say no to? No. Have I always been super into non-toxic living? No. Have I always cared about the air I breathe, the water I drink, the water on my skin, the sun on me, no. So let's have a self-awareness that the health awareness, look, if I helped make myself sick, then I can help myself get healthy again. Can you have the same self-awareness around your business? Because what I see is this, it's like a pandemic of people, I don't know what other word to use, pandemic, epidemic, whatever, of people in business that all they like to do is blame people. You can't build a business if it's everybody's fault except for yours. Well, nobody's joining the team because the company changed something. Nobody's buying the product because the price is too high. What? No, you're the problem. The problem is the problem is you. What is your self-awareness? How many calls do you get on? Just ask yourself. How much personal development have you done? Just ask yourself. Jim Rohn was my first, whatever, I guess he wasn't alive when I found him, but I want to be like, he was one of my first mentors. Like, we all love Jim Rohn. You got to spend more time working on yourself, he said, than working on any business you ever have. And a lot of people don't like when people like me say that. They go, it's these personal development people. These personal development people have their lives together. Have you noticed that? The people that talk badly about personal development and wasting your time reading these books and wasting your time going to these events and wasting your time on these coaches, I wouldn't be wasting my time looking at their life. It's probably miserable. It's probably full of gossip and garbage and negativity and not a lot of success. Why would I copy those people? You have to spend a lot of time personally developing yourself if you ever want to develop a business, and you have to cultivate that self-awareness. So here's some things you can do to cultivate self-awareness if that kind of sounds a little bit hocus pocus to you. Okay, ask yourself questions regularly, like, do you meditate? All right, here we go, back to the Cancer again. One of the first questions a doctor asked me here in Germany, I'm in Germany, by the way, so hello from next door. A doctor asked me here in Germany, he says, well, do you meditate? And I went, well, yeah, but I never did until I got diagnosed with cancer. He said, yeah, see, that's a problem. He's like, you got to meditate. You got to stop living in the past. And a lot of us, the reason why our lives continue to look the exact same is because we keep reminding ourselves of the past over and over and over again, repeating it over and over and over again, and expecting our lives to look different. You see, you can't create a new life if everything in your mind is repeating the same exact things repeatedly. So meditate regularly. Do journal. Of course, I have a journal with me all the time. And if I don't have a journal with me, it goes in my phone. I'm always getting this stuff out of my head so it doesn't have to live inside me, right? So when you have this self-awareness, you start to observe yourself without judgment. You understand your emotional triggers. You understand and you make more conscious choices instead of automatic responses. If I look in my past and I think about when I was in my entrepreneurial journey at the beginning of everything, man, if anybody even said something to me that seemed whatever, all I wanted to do was fight you, right? All I wanted to do was prove to you that I'm right and you're wrong. It was like my life mission, it felt like, when I look back on it. Like, why did I care so much about what these people said? Why did I worry so much about, oh, this person doesn't like the product, doesn't like the business model, doesn't like this, doesn't like that? Like, what they're worried about is none of your business. And I had to learn and grow through that because I would go straight into these overly emotional responses. And I saw it happen again when people didn't like my medical choices, right? I got emotional about it. And now I see people on the other side emotional and yelling at me for my own decisions, right? So it's interesting. What is your self-awareness? What do you believe and how can you stick by that? The next thing, if you want to be successful at all of this, is you have to create boundaries. Okay? You've got to create boundaries because this is critical in staying true to you. Okay? So boundaries, the way I say this is just basically boundaries are limits that define what you're comfortable with and what you're not comfortable with. That's all a boundary is. I think we overcomplicate this.
That's how much we made the first day we launched our Shopify store. And that's from only 381 orders. So here,
right? It's, I'm comfortable with this. No, I'm not comfortable with that. Okay, it's fine with me if you say that. It's not fine with me if you say that. Okay? Boundaries are the only way that you are going to be able to protect your time, that you are going to be able to protect your energy, that you are going to be able to protect your mental health, that you are going to be able to protect your business, and that you're going to be able to protect being pulled into a bunch of different directions by external demands. Period. For me, I was saying yes to everything. I was not setting boundaries around it. So I was the yes man who would run myself ragged, 18, 20-hour days nonstop, live videos. Oh my gosh, like how many times did you go live a day? Like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times a day. It was getting crazy, right? The answer was always yes. The answer was always more. But then it was like I had no boundaries around my business, so I never actually set up a schedule and structure that made my business flow and run properly, which then bled into obvious things like it would affect relationships, it would affect friendships, and I needed to learn how to say no. But it's the same thing as, do you have people in your life that when you spend time with them, you see yourself being pulled out of authenticity? And can you learn how to say no to that? Because that's hard, right? It's hard to say no to the business partner who maybe is more successful than you in some ways, but maybe not happiness, maybe not joy, maybe their life doesn't look anything like you want your life to look like. And you're still saying yes to it, but why? Right? Are you being authentic to you? You need to start asking yourselves these questions in everything, because otherwise you're going to have more chaos. When somebody's excited about something, let's say somebody's pitching you on a new, exciting, shiny business. It might be right for somebody else, but you need to ask yourself, is it actually right for me, or am I getting overly excited because other people's energy is overly excited? I find that this is not a question that people actually ask and answer. I've always been a big believer in find something and stick with it unless it is like a firing, burning ship that is coming down and you're holding on for dear life when you can see every single sign that everything is not good, right? Paying attention to the entire picture instead of like a flame here or a flame there. Because look, business, if you're going to be a big business builder someday or today, really what we are, we should just be called firefighters. All we do as big leaders is we put out fires. There's a fire about your personal life. There's a fire about your business life. There's a fire about a leader in your business. There's a fire about the product. There's a fire about some kind of payment, something that happened. There's always, always, always fires. A shipping problem. It's all we do. We fight fires. Anyone else feel like a firefighter? I feel like I'm a gosh darn firefighter. But also shout out to the real firefighters because you save lives. All right, so clear boundaries will give you that sense of ownership over your life and your choices. And I think that if you want to be a successful business owner, it really is that ownership conversation. It's, do I feel like I run my life and my business, or do I feel like my life and my business are running me? That's a good question to ask yourself, okay? All right, the next, look, chaos. You got to stay positive. You want to be all right through all of this, you got to be positive. In the midst of chaos, it can be, easy is not even the right word. It's easier than easy. It's the most simple thing ever to happen. It's so easy to get bogged down by negativity and doubt in the middle of chaos. But if you are the positive one and you keep a clear mind and you are the one who stays focused and you are true to yourself and you set those boundaries and you choose to adopt a growth mindset when a bunch of other people are way too busy being negative around you, and you set the boundary and you say, you don't talk to me about that. I know what I'm doing with my life. My business doesn't look like my business, like I want my business to look, and I take full responsibility for it, but I am positive and I'm looking forward and I'm excited for what's in the future, and you cannot get me down about this. That's solution oriented. If you're spending time around people who are focused on the negativity, and if you're spending time around people who are constantly doubting all the things that you are excited about and that you are doing, you gotta stop. Because look, spend time with solution-oriented people. Spend time and surround yourself with positive people, uplifting people, encouraging people, excited people, happy people. If you're spending time with somebody that you greet them and they've got the biggest frown on, okay, like, I can't get Botox anymore. Hold on a second. That caused detriment. I have to re-massage that. I can't make facial expressions like this anymore, okay? You guys, like, I really just watched my 11s go into the stratosphere. So hold on a second. Let me just massage that facial expression I made for you out really quickly, okay? Like, I really feel like, wow, hold on. Okay, there we go. All right, so smiley people, no frowny people, and not delusional people, but you know who these people are. They're the people who every time you approach them, there's a problem. Every time you show them a solution, there's no solution. Every time you're showing them the future that you're excited about, no. You're just being delusional. No, let me tell you my truth. You got to set boundaries around that. So who are the positive people that uplift you, encourage you, etc.? And I'll just tell you, because Piotr told me to say this, if you're not part of the Bossly Accelerator program, this is a great place to find people like this. People that pay for the Bossly Accelerator program, they are not negative. They are not toxic. They are not thinking about their businesses falling apart. They are future focused. They invested money so they can become better. Some of them invest money specifically for skill sets. Some of them invested money to specifically become better leaders. The chats are crazy and uplifting. I can log into the Facebook group with 1,100, 1,200, whatever it is, people, and they're all happy. They're all excited. They've created a community of high energy. And if you look at any of the charts of where you will find success just emanating from, it's an energetic thing. You can't create from grief, sadness, shame, anger. These are low vibrations, right? High vibrations, joy, excitement, happiness, and like all this good stuff. This is where you create the business from. So when I see somebody or I speak to somebody or I'm trying to lead somebody who is down here in the mud, I have a hard time. I have a really hard time, because if I can't move you out of this energetic space where you are grateful for nothing.
All over the earth, God is raising up a new breed of wealth builders who will use their money to shape the course of world history without.
Because you can't be grateful, which is very high vibration, and angry at the same time, mad at the world at the same time. These don't function. I have a hard time coaching these people because they're in this absolutely toxic wasteland of energy. It's a real thing. You can check it out. So you have to stay positive. You have to. The next is you have to embrace change. And change can be really hard. Okay, I get it. We're business owners and you're constantly faced with change. So you might think to yourself, what is she talking about? Like, what do I have to embrace change about? I don't know. Look, stay true to yourself. You have the ability. There's nothing wrong with changing your mind. There is nothing wrong with changing your opinion. There is nothing wrong with saying this is no longer for me. There is nothing wrong with saying this doesn't bring me joy. There is nothing wrong with this. Embrace the change instead of resisting it all the time. Right? Change offers new opportunities for growth. So what can you bring into your business that's new? What can you implement? What systems, what tactics, what trainings, whatever can you bring in that's new? What are the new things you can discover? What are the new technologies you can bring in, like AI? Are you keeping an open mind? Are you experimenting with anything new? Are you willing to adapt to new situations, new technology, new innovation, or are you just stuck in your own ways? A lot of people will say crazy things like, oh, well, I like to keep one foot in the old school and one foot in the new school. Well, okay, but then get left behind. Like, don't get left behind. Be the person who thrives and flies because you were willing to learn, adapt, and grow. Be flexible, okay? You are more likely to stay true to yourself and achieve your goals if you are able to adapt, you have strong emotional intelligence, and you're able to be flexible. Because business is always ebbing and flowing. There are always things changing. Imagine being the person right now in 2023 trying to build your business with what? A pager? A BlackBerry? A swivel phone? You remember those things? I don't know if they ever made it to Poland. You know what I'm talking about? People were crazy in America over those. Okay? You have to grow. It's just how business works. And so all I'm trying to say to you is, look, if you stay true to yourself in the middle of chaos and you continue to focus on all of these things in regards to your personal and your professional goals, and you know your values, and you cultivate self-awareness, and you create boundaries, and you stay positive, and you embrace change, you will stay centered, and you will stay aligned, and you will explode, because the most successful people are those who stay truly authentic to themselves. The most happiest, most successful, most joy-filled, most magnetic people are the people who are true to themselves, even in turbulent times. So if you're in a turbulent time, it's okay. Don't get off the roller coaster. Focus on what's right for you. Focus on what you know is the path you need to be on. And I'm telling you, you're going to come out on top. And if you're new to me, and this is the first time you've seen me, hello. My name is Jessie Lee Ward. You can call me Boss Lee. I think the sun is officially down, but hopefully you've been able to see me well enough this entire time. Peter would like to invite all of you to the Boss Lee Accelerator program. I believe he has a link for you, so I'm excited to see all of you inside. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok.
Yay! How was that, you guys? I hope you found lots of love and value. And like Amy was putting into the chat, it's like Jim Rohn. If you haven't heard of who Jim Rohn is, message me and I'm going to send you a powerful training, something that every brand new consultant and beyond needs to hear right away. Jim Rohn is amazing. Jim Rohn was Tony Robbins' mentor. Jessie Lee Ward is going to be all of our, if we choose to, and our consultants and beyond. She will be, like Marina said, in the books of network marketing forever. And Eric said today they're putting together all of her trainings that they've ever done. They're going to have them out for everybody to always see on their YouTube channel. It'll take a little bit of time. But like I saw so many of you say there, she just brings value. That's all she ever did. And every conversation that we ever had was in love and in care of people and in so much fun. She loved God. She loved life. But she was always about relationships and how could she help the person in front of her. So just love as big as you can and stop judging yourself so much. right? Stay true to yourself. God put each and every one of us here for a purpose. Your personality is what God put you here for. Your reasons for being here to connect to so many people around the world is because of that's who you are. Not to be like Jessie Ward, not to be like, I'm looking at Teresa and Amy POTUS and Mia and Dan and Jolene and Cody. It's like everybody's everybody here. And so we got to just go big. And when I was writing a post this weekend, it just came into me immediately. It was like, for those of you that know the saying of WWJD, it's been around for a long time. What would Jesus do? But it was immediately like, what would Jessie do? I'm like, of course it's what would Jessie do and what would, Jesus do? So perfect. We're over time by 6 minutes. And I want to thank you. I know some of you have other calls and different things, but we'll get this. This is in Facebook. We'll get this recording out. I've already received a couple texts for that specific one. So we'll make sure that gets out to you guys so you can share that. What a powerful lesson I saw for some here for their children, if we can raise our children up to have that. But let's learn some lessons from her and implement them. Get all of our booties to convention. Watch and look, because we didn't go over it tonight. Go to your LifeVantage email, check out all the new hot things. And anything else, Shampoo?
I was just going to say, yeah, check out that email. Corporate slipped on something they weren't supposed to have in that email. But now it is public knowledge that not only are there going to be the 2 LTO flavors of Axio, there's also going to be a new product LTO. And Michelle and I didn't even know about it until this morning. And that's all in addition to the new product that is not an LTO that's going to be announced there. So if you're on the fence of going or not, maybe this will tip you over, but the only way to access those products first is going to be at the event. They're not going to be available, all of them, for order immediately. So just keep your eyes open for what they are. I see you getting ready to say something.
Well, sorry. He's used to his wife. So if you're not going to convention, go. Trust me. Reach out to me. We'll figure out something. We'll figure out a way for you to get there. If you still can't go, get with your team and have a plan, because these products, there's not just one, are not going to be available for you to purchase if you're not at convention. So I would encourage and love on your team and see if they can leave a little room in their suitcase, or like Lee Mitchell said today, they're bringing a truck. So maybe they can load up some stuff. So just an FYI on that, we want to be really, really clear. And who knows what they are, but there's usually some specials, if you get some of this, you get some of that. So you might want to do some of this and that, but just for those products that are there as well. Sorry, Sean, go ahead.
Nope, that was it.
That was it.
Yep.
Okay. Please,
Right.
you guys, can I say one last thing? Every day in Telegram, one person Telegram, there's a John Maxwell Minute to Maxwell. I know it's another message that comes through, but guess what? It's because my heart is for you. Where am I? I'm at the very bottom now, ADD. And because, like what Jessie Lee said, personal growth mindset is everything. It is in there Monday through Friday, and it's on Facebook too. Listen, you can give a minute to yourself. Some of them go like a minute and a half. You can give a minute to yourself every day and listen to something that is going to bring your day light and perspective and purpose, and just like, oh yes, the right mindset. My heart for doing that for you every day is so that you can live your best days. So please, and if you guys start doing it, let me know, because I want to know if it's impacting you. So make sure, Telegram every day. Just look every day when you get out of bed. Just scroll up, one person, big different family. Oh, there it is. I'm going to listen to it while I'm getting ready. I'm going to listen to it while I shower. I'm going to listen to it on my way to work. Okay, rambling lady here. Okay, Sean.
All right, you guys have an amazing, amazing week. We have one more Monday, I think, and that's.
Oh my gosh, I don't know.
So anyway, month will be ending before we know it. Have an amazing week.
All right, we love you guys. WWJD. Let's go live large, and let's just live out her legacy by love and being you. Stay true to you. Mwah. Love you.